Hello everybody, Isamu Sushi here. Let's see, this is part 2. And you can see after I soldered that, I ran the wire straight through the holes that I drilled in the back of my case. Let's see, bent the wires over, ran them up through the leads that I need to be soldering to. Anybody wondering what I'm using is just this data cable, Cat5 wire. Pulled some of it out. You can see there, I'm gonna pull, so that's gonna be mounted there. I decided to zoom out a little bit because you don't need to see what lettering and numbering. I've already kind of explained which ones I'm soldering to. So 3V3 goes to the BCC. The IO21 goes to the RX. The IO9 goes to the TX. And the ground obviously goes to ground. Oops, way out of screen, sorry. This is how I'm going to get my length because that's where that's going to be mounted, so there's no wires visible on the outside of the case other than the antenna wire. And that's just because it's a high performance ceramic GPS antenna for indoor pickups and everything else. Battery backup and everything right there on board. So I'm going to pull this up out of the case to give myself a little bit of extra length of wire. Basically, push a little bit down through, and then that's roughly where I'm going to cut, is just above that. And you got to leave yourself a little bit extra, but you can't have too much there. So hopefully you can see right there. And I might need to cut a little bit less. Okay. Okay. So there we can see wire stubbed up through. And now we got to pull our circuit board out. Come on, baby. And glue is stuck. Okay, so you can see how close I am to the case. Obviously, I had to solder to the chip first. Then I can get these, and then I'll pull it out of the case and solder it like this, is what I'm hoping to accomplish. So, with that being said, strip our wires. And I got my light charged up just a little bit. We'll see how long that lasts. So my light will probably go out on us. And this stuff isn't easy to strip because it's hard to hold on to. Oh, where's the forceps? That would probably work better. Oh, dang it. Ooh, right underneath me. Okay, so I stripped the end of our wires. Okay, so we got our wires trimmed. Okay, now we just need to get them run up through my circuit board, and we're going to let these kind of hold the circuit board up off of the case, is what I'm hoping to do in theory. Emphasis on hope. Okay, 21, 9, And come on, ground. Okay, so we've got them all sticking through. Hard to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now gonna be hard to see, but I'm gonna flex this up a little bit. We gotta put a dab on each one. And I'm trying to get on the circuit board too, but there we go. Okay, dab, dab, dabby, dab, dabby, dab, dab, dab. Okay, so we're gonna set that down for a minute. We're gonna turn on our soldering iron. Okay, and then I'm gonna double check my wiring. 3 volt is my orange. My blue is supposed to be going to 21. My green is supposed to be going to IO9. And obviously I know my brown and ground is supposed to be going to ground. Okay, so let's see how this works. Clean off my soldering tip, and then we just tin up. And yeah, we might need a little more heat. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, so we'll stick at the 550. That didn't work. There we go. Build the pot. Okay. Now, let me clean my tip. Okay. Tin up a little bit. Get a fresh tin. And we're just gonna hit this ground. Come on. Puddle up. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Clean. That didn't work. This stuff is garbage. Let's see. I need better. I need copper cleaner. Not this cheap tin or steel or whatever the hell it is. There we go. Okay, and then okay, that should be on. See. Okay, so now I've got my 3v3, my IO21, my IO9, and my ground soldered. If you look from the, well, hard to get with the light. If you look from the back, you can see them coming up through the back. And then, moment of truth is cut the tip off here and make sure there's still enough lead there so you know you got it soldered to the board. And I didn't cross any pins or short anything out. Well, cross any pins so we don't short anything out. It won't until we power it up, obviously. So my ground, my IO9, IO21, and my 3V3. And then there's my GPS chip. So let's see if I screwed anything up or how we did on our bit. Okay, now it is a generic Wi-Fi board, so it wasn't a good fit already. You can see the USB port is off. It's almost covering the shield on this left side. The original Wi-Fi board, when I had it in this case, lined up perfectly. Everything was perfect. But you can actually see this one says Wi-Fi module, not module. That is supposed to be Flipper 0 Wi-Fi module version 1 remastered Abrino. And then there we go. Okay, so there's my chip, and that's good. And we got our board in all the way, and we didn't push this off the surface. Maybe a little bit, but we can use adhesive to push that back down against it and make sure our wires are tight. Okay, now I'm just going to open it up and make sure the wires still look good underneath. So, yeah. It's hard for you guys to see. Let's see. Kind of see it down there. And if I pull up this side, you can see where it's going through. And that's soldered right to there. Sorry, still got the runny nose. Okay, and then we can mount our cover. Shut this off. Okay, so now we can mount the cover back on it, except for gotta find the screwdriver. Duh. Okay. So let's see if I can get these to go. Like I said, generic Wi-Fi board. Not everything lined up. And now that I've soldered and wired stuff and drilled through the case, who knows? So let's double check it. Ooh, nice and snug. You can see this one is the ones with the nuts on it there, so you don't strip out the plastic on the case. And let's see, a little bit of a bulge in the middle, but I don't think that's from my wiring. So that's all set up there. I'm gonna use a high strength double-sided tape to get that mounted. Okay, and then let's see, ceramic side out is what I was told. So this will get mounted here, and we gotta bend our antenna around to here. And we might curl up the wire somehow. I don't know how we're gonna do it yet exactly. We'll find out once I get this cleaned and I get the adhesive on it. But I gotta unmount it, get some slack over to the wires, make sure I get the tape mounted on there really well, and then should be good to go. Okay, and that should be it. This is part 2 of the GPS chip to the Wi-Fi module. I'll show it completed. And what this does is the Wi-Fi module allows the Flipper 0 to scan access points, create access points, gives you Bluetooth and Wi-Fi capabilities. So you can create fake Bluetooth or fake Wi-Fis or access Wi-Fis. And you can scan for Wi-Fis as well. So when you add a GPS chip you can do something called Wardriving, which is assigning specific GPS coordinates to all access points scanned. Now, none of this is illegal. I'm not doing anything nefarious with this information. This is just cool tech to me. And also I use it as an example to show you've got to be careful with your stuff. There's a massive amount of fraud, or people that will use this for fraud. So, I mean, you know, or will use the same technology that's in other devices. You can build this same setup without the Flipper Zero at all. Anyway, I'll get to the next part where I'll show it all completed once I get it put together. Or, you know, maybe I'll just show that in the thumbnail. Who knows? These videos aren't really meant to be watched unless people are really interested in trying to modify their GPS Wi-Fi or their Wi-Fi boards for their Flipper Zero and do it in a clean way. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a great day.